Taurus, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the week ahead. Now, keep in mind, these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone, so make sure to check out your other placements so that you can have a more complete picture of what's going on. All right, my friends, let's get started. For Taurus, what is the current energy around Taurus for the week ahead? The week ahead, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Ooh, coming to the edge. Love that card. Soulmates. Ooh, take a nap. Time for a nap, I should say. And Orphaned on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so let's have a look here. Okay, Taurus. So it looks like there is something here that you almost need to hit the snooze button on. It's interesting, you've got card 41 and 42 here. So I feel like you're moving towards something, that there is sort of an acceleration or an expansion around you right now, trying to move you towards something. You are definitely coming to the edge here when I see this card. And that message is sort of giving you this idea that you need to have some courage here, to take a leap of faith, to overcome fear and maybe accept a bit of risk when it comes to something around a connection, a soulmate connection. It's interesting. It's almost like you're being guided to take a risk, to have courage, to face the unknown with courage and with this almost like a feeling of exhilaration, to really free yourself of any kind of fear. Yeah, fear and releasing of fear is a theme here for you. And it feels like it involves a connection with someone, something in the way of a partnership. Could be love, could be friendship, could be a collaboration, could be something in the way of a relationship that fosters your personal growth. So you may be needing to take a leap of faith here when it comes to a connection. Taurus, there could be a connection here that you're feeling a little bit, a little insecure, maybe a little lack of confidence, but really what's being asked of you here is to have courage and to take a leap of faith. Now, it's interesting because next to it, we see this idea of time for a nap. This card always makes me chuckle a little bit just because of the message that it carries where, sometimes we have such a hard time not being completely involved in doing things. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we can't rest. Sometimes we have to keep doing things. And it's interesting because the idea of non-action can sometimes be unsettling to people. And seeing it in your reading makes me think that there is some element of just needing to have courage, that's all you need to do, that the rest of this is all going to fall into place. And so you're almost being guided to sort of, have courage and to take a leap of faith, to be open to something and then let it fall into place. You don't have to do anything after that. It's almost like that all that's being asked of you right now is to be open to something and to have the courage to be open to something, and that the rest of this will all fall into place. And that you don't need to be busy. You don't need to plan. You don't need to push. That's not actually going to help. That there is this sort of alignment in place here that all you need to do is be open to it, have the courage to take a leap of faith when it comes to your next step, but to not feel like you have to know what to do in all ways right now, that you don't have to plan this out fully. I feel like you're almost being guided to just be open to not planning it all, but be open to this new alignment sort of coming in. And it feels like it's coming in in a way that will serve you in a lot of ways, but that you don't have to feel like that you have to plan every detail of this. If anything, seeing chop wood following that confirms this idea of just being grounded in the present moment. That you just need to sort of be present in your everyday experience, and sort of even the most mundane things like getting up, going to the kitchen to make your breakfast, looking outside, appreciating the weather or the home you live in, and sort of appreciating what surrounds you, and taking pleasure in everything that you might not even be paying attention to in your surroundings. So it's an interesting message here for you, Taurus, to not feel like you have to really push so hard. I think it's just this idea of being open and brave and connecting to the harmonious relationships in your life without trying to control them or to force things in a certain order, or to even be running around busy, so distracted. It's like you're being guided to just be at peace with your current experience, and to sort of be awake to the current experience, to take pleasure in the mundane aspects of the everyday, to sort of clear away any energy that is pushing you to be busy and running around and distracted, because it's almost like there's an aha moment awaiting you, but you need to make space for it. You need to make space for this harmonious energy to sort of enter. And when I look at what's on the bottom of the deck, I see that orphaned card in reverse. And that card, when it's in reverse, can carry a very interesting message of letting the love in. That, you don't have to force things in order to feel whole and complete. It may be time for you to address things that are currently in your everyday that sort of feel like unhealthy patterns, unhealthy relationships, things that don't serve you. It's almost like you need to sort of claim yourself as whole and complete without feeling like you need to chase after anything. And looking at the card behind that is happy, happy. So it makes me feel like your happiness lies in everything that's around you already, that you don't need to chase anything. You just need to be open and have courage towards what's happening in your life right now that feels healthy and in balance. And if something feels like it's out of balance or that it's not serving you in a healthy way, then it may be time for you to sort of be still in order to understand and realize how to sort of clear that from your path. But by staying in the present moment. It's a very interesting message coming through for you. And it's very clear in the sense of there's no disguising this message. This is really about stepping into your present moment with an open heart and an open mind that is calm, that isn't running and busy and multitasking and multi-thinking. It's almost like you just need to breathe and to feel the stillness within this week, Taurus. It feels like really paying attention to the everyday parts of your life is going to be where you find that grounding and that stillness. Six of Cups in reverse. Let's get all your tarot cards out first. Two of Wands, Ace of Cups in reverse with the Queen of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is Justice. So I really think you're bringing balance to things, and that there may be stuff, like I said, patterns or relationships or thoughts from the past that are needing to be cleared away. And to clear them away, it's almost like you need to ask yourself, where are you intentionally distracting yourself from these things? Where are you intentionally sort of making yourself too busy to focus on things that are right in front of you? And it's like there's something from the past that's keeping you stuck. There may be some resentments that you need to release. There may be some regrets you need to release. There may be these sort of limiting emotions that you have for yourself that need to be released. And it feels like it's going to put you in this energy where you're sort of choosing a new direction, one that is based on self-love and not focused on things that are outside of your control. It feels like you're making plans to move ahead, and that's where you need the courage to let go. Having the courage to let go of things that don't serve you, and then just hitting the snooze button on those things and saying, they don't serve me. I don't need to focus on them. I'm going to focus on what's happening in my today, what's happening in the present moment, as opposed to focusing overly on what's happened in the past. And seeing this Ace of Cups tells me that more self-love is required. More self-love is required, and more self-focus in general, with that Queen of Pentacles, being focused on yourself in the present moment to bring balance where there is a lack of balance, to bring justice where there may be a lack of justice. And it feels like you could be working with a soulmate energy here, in the sense of there could be something from the past that just, there may be something from the past that feels like it's just robbing you of harmony in the present. You know what I mean? And that isn't where you're being guided to focus. Right now you're being guided to focus on bringing in this healing energy, this self-healing energy, this idea of being grounded and being really kind to yourself, and being aware of your present surroundings and how they feel. Does that feel like it's in harmony, or does it feel like it's out of harmony? It's interesting. It's like you're being guided to have the courage to close the door on things that made you feel like limited and like you're not enough, and you're being guided to really close the door on those things and to sort of pour that love into yourself. Let's clarify. Yeah, there's the Queen of Swords. Seeking truth, seeking justice, seeking balance, and not doing so by feeling like you have to be super busy and distracting yourself. That time for a nap really says to me, you need to bring your mind to stillness. You need to bring the mind to stillness so that you can receive sort of that guidance from your higher self. And then I feel like you're really seeking that out. And there's that Four of Cups that makes me feel, again, that same energy as this Orphaned card that says that, if you're not focused on what's happening in front of you, you could miss something. And instead it seems like you could be focusing overly on past energies and feeling like you missed out on something, or that, you could be feeling this energy to chase something instead of taking a leap of faith, to have courage to just be in the present moment and aware of what's all around you in the present moment. It's interesting. It's a refocusing energy. And the message in your reading is to bring balance, body, mind, and soul, to bring in some balance here, because right now you're needing that. You're needing that focus back inwards so that you can sort of see where adjustments need to be made. Bottom of the deck is the Hermit. So that really enforces that idea of maybe needing some contemplation, needing some inner reflection, because action alone right now isn't going to be what you need. That's where this time for a nap is. It's not time for action. It's time for contemplation. It's time for reflection, and it's time to be grounded in the present, to take notice of everything you have to be grateful for in the present moment, and to have the courage to step away from that past energy that might be limiting you in some ways, Taurus. I feel like you could be dealing with a Virgo, you could be dealing with a Libra, you could be dealing with a Capricorn. There's a lot of energy here that is sort of guiding you back to yourself and away from taking action on things that feel limited, or things that just feel like they're from the past and that they don't need your action. You can't force or control something right now. Your best efforts are being guided to be made in the present moment around your immediate circumstances, like your home, your health, your environment, to bring all of that into focus, into observation and into focus, so that you can see how something from the past may be limiting you. Yeah, it's a very interesting reading for you. I feel like you're really seeking some clarity on a particular area from the past. And it feels like to receive that clarity, you actually need to be focused in the present. Yeah. So the clarity on the past that you're seeking will be received by focusing with courage in the present. Very interesting reading. I'm going to leave it at that for you, Taurus. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this reading has been helpful. If it has, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. If you would like a personal reading, you can find that link in the description below. And as always, I look forward to reading for you again soon. And I'm sending you so much love and light, my friends. Take care.